Once more to you as well, viewers. Thanks for staying with us for the second segment of this newscast. First, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, at least 11 people have died in a stampede during a concert organized by a Congolese singer, Fally Ipupa. That was on Saturday, October 29, 2022, in the largest stadium in the capital, Kinshasa. 9 spectators and 2 police officers died. That was according to the National Police on Sunday morning after a very restless night. It was one of the most anticipated events for Congolese music lovers for many weeks in Kinshasa, but the event turned tragic. The authorities point to flaws in the organizations. The stadium was packed. Spectators were even installed on the ground, and others had rushed into the hallways of the stadium. According to a source close to the organization, the events brought together more than 120,000 people. It is not yet known what triggered the stampedes, but several spectators passed out before and during the concert. On to something else. After the crackdown on Cameroonians in Equatorial Guinea by authorities in the country for not being in possession of a residence permit, 50 Cameroonians have written their names on the list to be repatriated to the home country, Cameroon. The government of Cameroon had taken special measures to ensure their safe return as well as their properties. The Cameroon Consul General to Bata, Equatorial Guinea, noted in a communique that the government of Cameroon ordered a special envelope to be made available for this purpose. First set of the repatriation was to take effect on Saturday, October 29. But an expert in foreign relations criticized this mass deportation campaign that was launched by authorities in Equatorial Guinea. He says that this is threatening the bond of Pan-Africanism. Take a listen to Shuni Shaka in this excerpt.
As a matter of fact, it's a very controversial decision because it comes to contradict the promotion of Pan-Africanism, that the ideals of Pan-Africanism that we want to promote and promulgate. And Cameroon having bilateral relations with Equatorial Guinea doesn't stop the diplomatic instances of Equatorial Guinea to take drastic decisions like that, because the world today is governed by geopolitical strategy. And considering that Africa needs to define its own geopolitical strategy, it becomes detrimental to the solid growth of African nations, because African nations cannot emerge as one. We must emerge as a bloc, because geopolitical strategy grows today beyond individual nations. They work in blocks. You see the US-UK bloc, you see the European Union bloc, you see the Russo-Chinese bloc. Africa needs to define its own geopolitical strategy and grow as a bloc. To be honest, to call a spade, I have seen in the social media Cameroonians who have resident permit, they branch their passports, they are legally settled in Equatorial Guinea, but they were being exposed. And then when you want to export somebody, make sure you protect the person's life and you protect their property. But you know that there was looting in the process. They loot their properties and then they send them out of the country. You can give a period of grace for people who live in your country to be able to legalize themselves. And if it was a case whereby they asked them to legalize themselves and they didn't do so, okay, it's normal, because nobody is above the law. But the head of state, His Excellency Paul Biya, has put at the disposition of all Cameroonians resident in Equatorial Guinea who are willing to come back, he has put at their disposition transportation of their property and themselves and their families to come back to Cameroon safely. I think Cameroon is a land of milk and honey. If they are not accepted there, they can come back home, for home, sweet home.
17 soldiers have been installed as assessors in the military courts in Bamenda, chieftain of the northwest region of the country. During their oath-taking ceremony, they were challenged to be impartial and objective when executing their duties. They were also told to always be available for the population is coming when the population of the Northwest region have been complaining of justice delays. Details in this report by our Northwest regional correspondent, Bo Stella.
With their right hand raised, one after the other, they took the oath. They are 17 in number, sworn in as assessors in the military court of Bamenda.
I, Colonel Bumbiswe Raymond, swear before God and man to carry out my duties as a member of the bench of Bamenda Military Tribunal with honesty, to administer justice to all with impartiality.
While congratulating the newly sworn-in assessors, the president of the military court, Lieutenant Colonel Sikati Kamo Florent Aimé, reiterated their duty in ensuring equity and secrecy of court proceedings at the military court.
It is to bring their expertise to the court, to the panel, because he's a member, he's active member of the panel, and then he has to ask questions, to take part, to partake in the hearing the matters, ask questions, bring his expertise to the president, and he also partake in the deliberation.
These assessors play a vital role as the absence of one means no proceedings at the military court. They are taking the oath at a time it is widely believed justice is being delayed. The officers are expected to be available, objective and impartial in ensuring justice is served in matters before the military court in Bamenda.
Water crisis in Bafia in the Mbama Enugu division of the central region of the country, according to the locals, is putting their lives in jeopardy as they have resorted to using boreholes and wells. Recently, a kid was discovered dead in an uncovered well in Bafia. Details with Annabella.
The corpse of the 2-year-old boy child been examined by a forensic doctor. The little boy died after falling into an exposed uncovered well at Quartier Polyvalent in Bafia. The victim's father explained, little did they imagine the child could go very far away from the house. Due to the lack of running water from taps, the people of Bafia make use of water from wells which most often are unprotected. We have a problem of water scarcity. We now use traditional wells even for drinking. We need water in Bafia. It is a danger because children have been falling into these wells, especially here at Quartier Polyvalent. You stay at home and only notice that the child is in a well.
Vraiment, c'est un très grand danger pour nous ici. Parce qu'on ne peut pas, tu peux même aller derrière la maison, tu trouves que l'enfant est déjà dans l'eau.
Nous donner de l'eau. Nous nous en servions des puits. Avec les petits enfants.
Beb Aisha Ito is a mother. She sits on the floor, begging the authorities to provide the area with potable water, especially for the sake of the kids. Most taps in Bafia have gone dry, and the locals go for long distances in search of water. The Commissioner of Public Security for Bafia affirms there is severe water scarcity in the town, but wells must be properly covered. It's caused by abandoned wells. This is the third or fourth case of a child drowning in an abandoned well. I am using the opportunity to tell the people to protect their wells. It can even happen to an adult. Children can't play normally in the quarters. The people should not use ladders to cover wells because ladders can't cover a well very well.
Vous avez vu celui c'était l'échelle. L'échelle ne peut pas couvrir un puits.
All the people of Bafia wish is for water to flow from taps, so they stop using wells which could lead to the death of their children.
Apart from insecurity that reigns in the non-glacier neighborhoods in the Douala 2 municipality, the population also faces problems of bad roads. They are also saying their activities, notably economic activities, have been hampered by lack of passable roads leading into the markets. Let's now take you to the non-glacier market to find out how the traders are coping with the bad roads leading into that commercial area.
This is the entrance into the non-glacier market in the Douala 2 municipality. The road is muddy and in a deplorable state. According to the traders, the road is almost impassable when it rains heavily. They say the bad state of road is gradually crippling commercial activities in the area. We don't have customers to buy. When it rains, all our stores are covered with water. The locals complain the road has deteriorated in recent times due to negligence. I think if this road is constructed to lead to the airport, it will help reduce the traffic at Elf, and we pay our taxes every day.
Seriously, but we will not get roads.
The slippery, muddy road has recorded several accidents. The people call on the authorities to construct the road in order to improve on the development of the area.
The report by Mala Glory puts an end to this 8 p.m. bilingual newscast on Équinoxe Television, October 30, 2022. Thanks so much for watching. We wish you a splendid evening. Christine Gavanda, bonsoir à vous aussi.
Have a lovely night too, Innocent Azer. C'est ici que s'achève votre édition du journal bilingue. Excellente soirée à tous, au nom de toute l'équipe d'Équinoxe Télévision.